All right, all right. What's going on, y'all? So I'm going live in here now. We're gonna test out this setup. I'm gonna run through some things. Want to make sure y'all can hear me, y'all can see me, all of those things before we get started. Want to make sure y'all can hear and see me before we get started. Right? What's going on, people? My name is Marcus. This is Eloquently Petty. And today's topic is Andrew Tate's legal woes. And woman gets 6 years for false allegations. Before I start, I want to see some people in the chat, man. Type to me so I know you're there. I see people gathering around. Just want to make sure everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. I'm coming through loud and clear. We're gonna test out this setup. Got my screens in front of me and everything. We are in the building. What's going on, Shane? I see you. Got 3 people in here. Let me get them likes as y'all come inside. Pause. Okay, Xander with a Z, what's going on? Revelator, what's going on, man? Just want to make sure y'all can hear me good. Everything's good. We're going to talk about Andrew Tate for a minute. And, as I talk about it, I want you guys' input definitely in the chat. I'm going to be reading y'all comments. This is not StreamYard, so I can't feature your comments on the stream. This is straight up YouTube. For some reason, I'm going through it with StreamYard. They won't let me stream through StreamYard through this account for some reason, but I'll get it together. I'll figure it out as we always do. So before I get into the Andrew Tate thing, I want to share something else here. All right, something else is going on, man. I feel like there's an epidemic of like false charges going on. Let me darken this screen. There's an epidemic of false charges going on out here, man. It is now the norm to just me too it up, like just toss me too on anything. We got 4 people, 3 likes. Let me get 4 on 4. But let me bring in this article. Hey, Lucy in the building. Lucy in the building. Let me bring this in here. Okay. So we're gonna go here. All right, British woman. This shit is crazy. British woman jailed for blackmail after accusing banker of rape in Hong Kong. Let me blow this up. All right, a black woman has been jailed for 6 years in Hong Kong for blackmail and perverting the course of justice after a court found that she made a false allegation of rape. Isabel Rose, 26, from Hackney in East London, alleged that a British banker raped her after she traveled to Hong Kong to visit him in January. The man was arrested after she reported the incident, but later released without charge. Rose was subsequently arrested and charged. Local media reported that Rose was in Hong Kong's district court on Wednesday's sentencing after being convicted in March. She had denied the charges. I didn't want to have sex. According to local press reports, Judge Adriana Z sentenced her to 5 years in prison for blackmail and 3 years for perverting the course of justice, with 1 year to be served consecutively. B, I see your question. He said, just trying to pick up my question from last time. Who's your favorite rapper or rappers? We'll get into that in a few. Okay. Prosecutors argued that Rose fabricated the allegation in an attempt to extort £100,000, which is $134,000 from the man whose identity was withheld. Ain't that great? Ain't that great that they withheld his identity? Rose denied the charges throughout the trial and has consistently maintained that she was raped. I wonder how they proved that she was lying. Rose had traveled to Hong Kong on the 31st of January, 2024, after meeting the man while in Thailand a month earlier, according to court documents. All right, let's scroll up. At, at the center of the prosecution case were WhatsApp messages. Oh, here it is. WhatsApp messages exchanged between the pair in the hours and days after the alleged rape on February 1st at his apartment. And one message said the following morning, Rose wrote, "Are you annoyed that I didn't want to have sex?" To which the man replies, "What? No, of course not. Was impressed by your restraint." Later that day, Rose wrote, "You violated me last night. I didn't want to have sex." He said, "I am deeply sorry. I was slightly drunk and I misread your signals. I know it's no excuse and I know it doesn't make it any better." In a later exchange, Rose wrote, "You basically raped me." The man replied, "That's not what I'm into at all and I feel sick." That's weird. The pair later exchanged messages about money. According to the written judgment of the verdict published in March, the man agreed to reimburse Rose for her travel and accommodation. In one message, Rose wrote, "Send me the right amount you owe me for everything. Think about that. Think carefully." He transferred £5,000 that day and tried to send a further 5,000. Rose subsequently wrote, "You've given 10% of what I'm owed, 100% of my soul gone." This is a little disturbing, y'all. I'm be honest. All right. Uh in a later message, the man wrote, "But I don't have 100K. I have no way of paying you that." Rose reported the rape to police on the 3rd of February. The man was arrested and questioned before being released without charge. Rose was arrested the following day and later charged with blackmail and perverting the course of public justice. In her verdict, Judge ANZ Ching relied in part on the messages exchanged. At Wednesday's sentencing, Z said the defendant had committed a cruel and evil offense by extorting money from the man. The defendant took advantage of the man's kindness, naivety, friendship, and romantic interests. Let me ask y'all a question, right? Okay, so let's she called Rose an author of her own wrongdoing and said her false report had been vengeful and wicked. Now, this guy, she said this guy was drunk, or he said he was drunk. He apologized. What what conclusion do y'all come to here? Do y'all think that this woman was attacked and then tried to like pull a Cassie and blackmail him, or do you think that it was all a lie? So she got 10,000 pounds out the guy. 10,000 pounds. I don't know what that converts to in dollars, is not important. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that this was a situation where something actually happened to this woman and she tried to get reimbursed for that? Right? It partly sounds like something went down and she wanted to get paid. You know, why not just go to the police? Why not just go to the police off rip? And then once you find him guilty of the criminal charge, then you go for the civil suit after the fact, as opposed to blackmailing this guy. So Shane says this probably wasn't her intent from the start. Who knows? But the conversation and the interaction leads me to somehow believe something went down between these two. I don't know if it was consensual, non-consensual, or she took advantage of him being twisted. Maybe he don't remember what happened. I don't know. This is now that I read this, because I heard about this a few times, if in a few places. I've been peeping this story and I've been seeing the headline, and this is my first time actually reading it. And but she definitely did blackmail. The funny thing is, Cassie should have caught a blackmail charge, blackmailing Diddy. Even if he's guilty of, whatever he did and, domestic violence or whatever the case may be, she's still blackmailed. Pay me or I'll tell the feds. I'll tell the boys what you did to me. It's still blackmail. And that's why I said when this thing initially dropped that Cassie is at least guilty of blackmail. Off rip. Off rip. So this is interesting, man. Obviously, on the Eastern Hemisphere, they don't play this nonsense that they play over here. But you know what? This was in Hong Kong. But I'm trying to figure. I think the judge was Chinese, so she's serving 6 years in Hong Kong. She's British, but she's doing time in Hong Kong. They don't play this stuff over there. She's from East London, and she alleged that a British banker raped her in Hong Kong, and she was sentenced by a female judge, a woman, which I find interesting. But we're gonna jump to the next topic. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do a poll. I want to know if y'all think that she was raped or not. I want to see how many people actually think that this woman is attacked. What was attacked? Okay, let's start a poll on here. Was she raped? Okay, gonna put this poll up. Let me know if y'all can see it. I want to see how many people think she was raped. You see the poll there? Let me know if you can see the poll. We're going to go to the next thing. We're going to talk about Andrew Tate for a second. I find this Andrew Tate thing kind of interesting also. Right? Shane said, this is probably her intent from the start. You don't trust nobody, do you, Shane? You don't trust none of these chicks. None of them. Shane don't trust none of these females at all times. But do you think she was great? Somebody said no. I only got one person saying no. 100% no. That's only one response. If you can see the poll in the chat, hit me with your answer. Let's go to the Andrew Tate issue. Let me pull this down. Yeah, man. So they arrested the Tate brothers. Y'all know this much. So now this is the UK trying to get them. Is the UK trying to get them this time? They want them extradited. Y'all know that much. This is the second time Romania couldn't get them. Romania couldn't get the brothers. They had them. They had them in custody, and they couldn't get them. Or at least they couldn't get them guilty. From what I understand, Andrew Tate countersued the Romanian government for these charges. So they left the case open just in case they lose, so they don't have to pay the Tate brothers. Let's watch a little bit of this video, and I want to speak on this Tate situation. I want to speak on this Andrew Tate situation. Somebody did a video on YouTube. We're gonna watch it a little bit. And what I realize is a lot of these guys, these YouTube guys. I mean, there's arguments on both sides, but a lot of these guys are doing, anti-Tate brothers content. Well, let's see what he's talking about here.
I'm right here in Miami.
Let me know if you guys can hear this. Let me make sure that the sound is coming into my headphones and not the speakers here. But yeah, let me know that y'all can hear this video. I want to make sure that y'all can hear this video. I don't want to play it where y'all can't hear it. So let me put the sound output here. Okay. All right. So let me know y'all can hear this. I'm gonna play it again.
I'm right here in Miami. Come get me, arrest me, perp walk me, put me on the news, tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. Come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me.
Breaking.
All right. I just want to make sure y'all can hear. We doing a sound check. Let me know you can hear this video. Somebody comment, anybody comment, whoever. Let me know that the video is playing audio out loud. Okay. My man said, come get me. I'm in Miami. I'm right over here. It is what it is. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to come get me. You know what I mean? Whoever's in the building, let me know you can hear this. Let me know you can hear it. We're going to continue.
Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami.
All right, so it looks like the walls are finally closing in on the Tate brothers. They decided to push their luck again and travel to America and got arrested because the UK hit them with more charges and are trying to have them extradited from the US. Now the Tate brothers face 59 charges in the UK, like sexual assault, trafficking, rape, and indecent images of a child and extreme porn. And they still have the charges in Romania as well, but those are actually preventing the UK from trying to have them extradited from there because those charges needed to be resolved before the UK could start the extradition process.
So basically what it is, Romania is trying to avoid a lawsuit from the Tate brothers. That's what they not saying. They trying to avoid a lawsuit because the Tate brothers countersuit. As long as the case is open and there's no verdict, you don't have to pay the countersuit. That's what they leaving out. They don't have a strong enough case to win it to avoid paying the payout, paying the countersuit. So while that case is open, that's preventing the extradition. Right? So I don't know what, Britain is saying that they got, witnesses and this and, images of children and stuff like that. I mean, let's keep it real. Does Andrew Tate, whatever you think about Andrew Tate, does he come across as a pedo bear? Like, come on, man. Are we this easy? We know that this man be saying a lot of stuff that's politically charged. We understand also that what a good portion of the society is worried about is his influence on a lot of the young men. He has a heavy influence on a lot of the young men. I'm surprised they ain't just straight up kill these guys yet. I'm surprised they ain't send a jackal on these guys yet. I'm surprised. Like, why drag them through the court system if it's that crazy? And I think, hey man, it's dangerous. When you getting dragged through the court system and you're winning, and you got the resources. They're calling trafficking like he got some girls to do webcam for him. Hey, look, I don't know. I don't understand how that's trafficking. We got legit companies that do webcam. You got OnlyFans. Is that trafficking? I'm trying to understand the definition of tracking. He didn't have the girls on the track. He didn't have the girls outside taking clients, taking dates, at least as to my understanding. I don't see any charge against this dude for real life pimping. My man had the girls on webcam and he was paying them out. They was making money. The girls would come forward and say, hey, we was working for this guy and we was making money and he was treating us like this and yada, yada, yada. And what they tell these girls, no, you're a victim. You don't know you're a victim. How you going to convince, how you trying to gaslight the girl into saying she was a victim? You're saying that he took advantage and psychologically manipulated these women into doing a webcam, but you're trying to psychologically manipulate them into saying that they're a victim. If they say, what happened to, which one is it? If the witness saying, hey, look, I'm good. I'm trying to understand. I just don't understand the trafficking aspect of webcam when we got legit webcam companies. There are legit webcam companies. I don't get it. Somebody has to explain this to me. Can somebody in the chat please explain this to me? I thought sex trafficking was when you had some chick against her will hold up somewhere and was selling it to and selling them to clients. And they comparing them to Epstein's. You know, I don't know what the ages of these women was. So Meta says they're doing what 304s do to best a T charge. Everything's under duress. Yeah. He said, nah, you can slave somebody to the cam. Yeah, you can. You can slave somebody to the cam, but I mean, if that was the case, Romania would have had a group of chicks basically saying, yo, he forced us to do this. They didn't have that. That's why the case still open. That's why they had to let these guys go. There's a general public consensus that, yo, we don't like these guys. And part of that is because it's politics. There's a lot of politics going on here. And anybody who sounds like they're defending these guys is going to get looked at crazy. Look, I don't have all the facts. I don't have all the facts. So you could take the joint, log in credentials, and route everything to your account. It depends on where the chick from and where you do the cam. He was too hot. I think he had a, well, from what he's saying, he had a crib set up. He had a crib set up where the girls would stay, they would do their shift or whatever, and they would leave. They would come and go. They would come and go. So they got him on video talking about how, you know, he got the girls to fall in love with him and do webcam for him. If the girl is doing it willingly, and at any point she could walk away, I don't see how that is coercion. Me personally, I don't see how that's coercion. I mean, shit, don't women make men fall in love with them and do shit for them? If that's coercion, why only is, I don't get it. Anyway, let's listen to more of this video.
So the Tates were probably just hoping they could stall their case in Romania for as long as possible, because if they actually get sent to the UK, it's probably over for them. So they should have just played it safe and stayed in Romania or Dubai. But they've been traveling to the US, which is risky and usually just results in more trouble for them. But they really think Trump has their back and they need him to. That's the only.
So you say that's technically boyfriend pimping, this coercion if they put a 20 on a 10 in court. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why is that even a thing? Boyfriend pimping? If you like me, you do stuff for me. If I like you, I do stuff for you. Nobody is coming at women for making men think that they like them and getting them to do stuff, give them money, pay bills for them. Nobody's doing this. I hear you, brother, but it's BS, in my opinion. Because it implies that only one gender needs that sort of protection. As if men can't be manipulated. And if they are manipulated, then it's your fault, dude. You got took and, you know, you're a man. You should know better. You're a man. You should know better. Right? That's what that implies. But, you know, we imply that women, you know, need protection. I'm just saying.
Chance they have, they're hoping their connection to him can save them because they know people close to him and have friends in the administration. And reportedly, Trump's administration pressured the Romania government to drop Tate's travel ban. Like right after Trump took office, it was dropped. And then Tate and his brother traveled to America and they thought they'd be welcomed with open arms. But as soon as they landed in Florida, the authorities seized their electronics and Ron DeSantis said they're not welcome there. And then Tate absolutely crashed out over it and almost started crying, which was hilarious. He really thought people would be happy to have him back. Like they should be grateful he's returned to the U.S.
I'll be honest, Candace, if I was a slightly more sentimental man, part of me wants to cry. because this is so ridiculous. This is so heartbreaking and so sad. For the first time in 4 years, I finally had a genuine smile on my face. That private plane to Florida, I land to another preliminary investigation. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I'm a full-grown man who had just been stuck in Romania for 3 years for absolutely no reason, who finally got freedom back and thought, you know what? To show respect to our commander-in-chief and this new administration, why don't I go home for the first time in nearly 7 years?
So, yeah, so you say you can't even live with a girl who works if she pays any utilities off the proceeds. In some places, they will automatically hit. Yeah, but again, we got legit webcam companies. Why they don't raid the offices of OnlyFans? Remember Connect Pal? Why they don't raid them offices? People forgot about Connect Pal. What about My Free Cams? What about all these companies that set it up to where girls can, come make money on camera? They come make money on camera. It's no harm, no foul, right? You make it about this guy. What is this situation different? Oh, because they like him. They think he's cute. This is some of the dumbest shit that I'm sorry, man. It's just now let me see. I should have led with is this. This is what I should have led with, y'all. If this man is guilty of any of this stuff, he should go to jail. And I'm talking about the more egregious stuff, the child pictures and all of that stuff. While I find it hard to believe, I am open to seeing the evidence. I'm open to seeing the evidence and having my mind changed. I'm not so biased for this guy that I'm not open to evidence and having my mind changed. I'm open to evidence and having my mind changed, right? But at this point, that's what I got to see. I always say I need to see evidence. I don't look at, oh, he's been arrested twice for the same thing. And no, the first time they didn't get him. The first time they didn't get him. Romania didn't have any effective witnesses, any effective hard evidence, this and that and the other. So the first case is a bust and it's still open. That's why he ain't been extradited yet, because it's the other case still open. They don't want to pay the man out. It just doesn't look good on the part of everybody making these claims. And it's almost like they assemble whoever or say whatever. Again, if this guy is guilty, I'm going to keep saying this because I know how media works. If this guy is guilty, he should go to jail. If he forced anybody to do anything, he should go to jail. If he held anyone against their will, he should go to jail. All this other open-ended, I stayed because he was so cool. I stayed because he was cute. I stayed because I liked him. I stayed because, the pillows were fluffy and the bed was soft. I don't want to hear that. Especially when we got other legit situations doing what he did. We got Instagram. Girls are twerking on Instagram every day. And that's Facebook. Let's listen to some more.
I could have chosen anywhere. I could have gone Thailand. I could have gone Dubai. I thought, you know what? Let me go home. And this is the welcome I get.
Let me tell you.
And I think during the same trip, while he was visiting in Beverly Hills, he apparently choked and beat his girlfriend, and she filed a lawsuit against him. So it's a real honor to have him back in America, and I'm sure everyone's thrilled he was allowed back.
Again, this guy's guilty of any of this stuff. He should do time. So, a model who says she dated Andrew Tate accuses him of assault in lawsuit. Breonna Stern of Los Angeles accused Andrew Tate of beating and choking her while they were in a relationship, according to Mr. Tate, through his lawyers, denied her allegations. If this man is guilty of anything, he should go to jail. If he's guilty of anything, he should go to jail. I see you, Meta. And I'm gonna have to establish some moderators on this channel, by the way. I realize I don't have any moderators, right? So yeah. Let me make sure I crown you. Okay. Yeah, man. That's where I stand on it. If the man is guilty of anything, he should go to jail. I don't think it's difficult to say that. And I believe it. Right? But again, they haven't proven anything yet. Ain't nothing been proven. There's a second nation in Europe that's come at these guys, and I have yet to see anything. It's just like I didn't see any proof of Diddy chaining anybody to a bedpost or a radiator and making them do stuff. They threw Diddy in jail for flying some hoes in. That's what he's in jail for. People fly hoes in all the time. There would be no room left in the prisons if we locked everybody up who flew in the hoes. Let's go.
I mean, this guy just cannot behave himself, and he only causes a ton of problems. Like last time he came back, he got into that club controversy, and the mayor of Miami was going off on his group. And then he had to do a whole apology tour. Like every time he's in America, he has to go around on podcasts doing damage control. So he's nothing but trouble. And if he gets extradited, I think it's over for him. So the people that defend him and help launder his reputation must be praying that doesn't happen, because it's going to be a really bad look for them. Like, I'm sure people are desperately trying to get Trump involved, and Tate's lawyers begging his administration for help. But right now, reports are Trump is staying out of it. So it's not looking promising for Tate unless he has some dirt on people around Trump or something, because Tate is pretty similar to Epstein. And I'm sure there are a lot of people worried about the Tate files getting out there. That's what Tate is.
The Tate files. That's crazy. The Tate files. They really comparing this guy to Epstein. Like he had his own island and people were flying in and out, and it's a stretch. My man said the Tate files. Meta said Diddy caught the man act for man acts. Yeah, a woman did some man acts, and that was Cassie. Cassie was flying dudes in, got her bread, and got the hell out of Dodge. Got up out of Dodge. Cassie got up out the country, went to, I don't know if she's in some non-extraditable place. I don't know. I just know as soon as that situation was over, she was in the win. She was in the win. She was in the win. Crazy. Let's go some more. Let's go a little bit more.
Probably hoping, that people would be forced to help him out of self-preservation because he could take others down with him. Like Tate even used to basically compare himself to Epstein. He said, everyone wants to be friends with the pimp. Doubt me. Epstein had access to girls. Look at his friends list. It's basic human psychology. He also said, here's a black pill. 99.9% of you will never achieve even one of Epstein's accomplishments. You'll never be rich or important or immortalized. He beat you in every single metric. So you could tell Epstein is probably like his hero.
You said it looks like I'm in a teenage girl's bedroom.
Yeah.
To some people, that would be an insult. But to me, I find that quite flattering, to be honest. That's exactly what you'd expect.
Like, what the fuck would I read for you? You've got a fit sister who's 16, maybe.
Muslims have the best frame on earth.
It's crazy.
I want this. No, I want a virgin wife at 16 who's going to obey me. That's what I want.
I was contacted by Andrew Tate, the older of the Tate brothers, 3 years ago when I was just 16.
So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a fuck.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years.
Yo, dude's wild on these videos. I'll say that much. Yeah, he's talking wild. Like, the crazy thing about this, that even if he's being hyperbolic, even if he was talking crazy, even if he was being hyperbolic, right? even if that's an argument to make, like, bro, they not playing about these types of things right now, man. You know? Yeah, she has the face. What you talking about, the crystal Method Man face? But yeah, these are not the types of things you want to say on anybody's video. This man is talking a little wild, talking about, 16. I don't care. It's a little crazy, bro. I can't co-sign that. I can't co-sign that, man. Hold on, let's
6 years. 6 years.
So he's been with Vivian for
Give a fuck. So,
Years ago when I was just 16.
so I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a fuck. So Vivian's been with me 6 years.
6 years. 6 years.
so he's been with Vivian for 6 years, right?
Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21. And at this point, he's been a girlfriend for 6 years. It means that they met when she was 15 years old.
I'm all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You
18.
get married at 16. I think.
All right, in Romania, it's 16. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking all these 18-year-old women, blah, blah, blah.
And I get all these compilations from Milk Bar TV on Twitter.
Yeah, he talking kind of crazy, man. He talking kind of crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. JB Design said, yo, what's up, Marcus? In chat. These some insane hot takes from Andrew, man. Not gonna lie, the fact that people are comparing him to Epstein tells you everything. They're gonna bury this dude. It's just too much wild talk, man. I mean, look, it's one thing that they didn't find proof, but like, him saying what he's saying. Again, even if he's being hyperbolic, it's just not good stuff to say. It's just not. I'm be honest. It's just not good stuff to say, man. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
He's done a really good job documenting this stuff and reporting on Tate. So we'll see how much Tate's friends can do for him. I mean, they aren't as high profile as Epstein's, but they've managed to help him quite a bit so far. I mean, even though I think it's pretty obvious Tate is guilty of a lot of crimes, and if he goes back to the UK, he's probably done. He still has a lot of connections and has a lot of people close to Trump advocating for him because they also probably believe if he gets sent to the UK, he's going to be in big trouble. So he must have leverage over some important people that are just hoping this goes away, or the Tate brothers go away, if you know what I mean. But it would be tough to Epstein both the Tate brothers. If the elites pulled that off, I'd be impressed. No, but I'm sure there are some people panicking over the Tates possibly getting extradited to the UK. Like, Tate claims to be close with Trump's family, so that's really going to be put to the test during the extradition process. He also last year did a podcast with one of Trump's lawyers who said she was a big fan of his. So he seemed to be still.
Yeah, he fanning a lot of flames saying some of the things he's saying. Let me hey JB, let me read your comment.
Still
here.
Connected, and of course would act like.
Hold on, let me read your comment here. Let me get to this screen here. Okay, so here's the question. If there's no physical proof, are his words and statements enough to get him the Central Park 5 type of setup? Guilty despite no evidence. That might be the play. Okay. It depends. It depends on if you want to take what he's saying is internet hyperbole, or if you want to take what he says, like it's like using a rapper's lyrics against him. Right? Because people say wild stuff on the internet all the time. People make videos saying wild stuff. Right? It's just that you don't want to develop a reputation for saying this type of crazy stuff. It's like, hey, look, hey, Meta, without me saying the name, we all know a guy on Facebook that says some pretty wild stuff. We know his name. I'm not going to say it here. Don't type it in the chat. Just say that you know who I'm talking about. Right? There's a guy on Facebook. We all know him. He lives in the Midwest. I'm going to say that. Who talks a lot of crazy stuff on Facebook. He says a lot of wild shit in his Facebook posts. We know who this guy is. We know he's incapable of doing any of the stuff that he's talking about. And that's, I guess, the difference between him and somebody like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is totally capable of doing the wild shit he's talking about. The guy we talking about, not so much. But people get on the internet and say wild stuff. It's just a feature of the internet. It's just a feature of the internet. All Andrew Tate has to do is say that he was providing entertainment for the internet, playing up to an audience, et cetera, et cetera. Will says, oh man, yeah, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so just to answer you, JB, like that could be the play. If I'm Andrew Tate and I'm a lawyer, I'm like, listen, man, I'm a persona, I'm an internet persona. We know that there's guys on the internet that say wild stuff. They play a character online and they say crazy stuff, and it just is what it is. And if you try to hold them to that stuff, that's the internet. That's the internet. Girls make rage bait videos and rage bait memes and posts and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. It's the internet. Let's go.
He's untouchable. Like, he was always taunting people to come arrest him. So he either thinks he's too big to fail and could take too many people down, or he's reached the end of the rope and he's just desperately trying to get Trump's attention and trying to associate himself with people around Trump.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you. I'm a fan. You're the one saving Trump. You're doing more important work than me.
America, not just Trump. And I agree with everything you just said. Also, I have to say that I sympathize with you because I think you go through a lot of the same, show me the person, I'll find the crime that President Trump has gone through. And
So he has a lot of connections, but is it worth the headache for Trump to get involved? You know, especially after the Epstein Files disaster and everything he's currently dealing with. So I guess we'll see how close he really is to Trump's family and if he has anything on them. I mean, we know Tate and Trump Jr. met in 2017, and Trump Jr.'s defended Tate quite a bit. And Tate claims he also talks to Barron Trump. So it won't be good for them if he gets extradited to the UK. But what's interesting is it might be worse for Trump's enemies on the right, like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Nick Fuentes. Like, there's
So, yeah, Will, Andrew Tate is not coming to this podcast. I got like 8 followers on here so far. That's number one. Number two, JB says, not gonna lie, they might be backing him into a corner and forcing him to renounce his one persona and discredit himself in order to save himself. I mean, they want this man silent. They want him silent. He's somebody who he's one of them people that I guess he's, aside from whatever he's doing to hustle and get money, he's passionate about like the viewpoints and things that he says. And he got the ear a lot of the young dudes, and that's really what they worried about. Oh, he says, you know what I'm talking about. I tried to get him on. I know you're talking about. You talking about homie from FB. I tried to get homie on multiple times. Trust me, I hit him up, DM, all of that. Yo, bro, jump on the stream with me, man. You know, I can call him. You know what, Mr. Jackson. That's what I call him. Mr. Jackson. I've asked Mr. Jackson on many an occasion to get on the stream with me, and he won't do it. You know, but yeah, as far as backing Tate into a corner, man, listen, I don't know. We're gonna have to see this play out, but what Tate needs to do. I mean, I'm sure like a lot of the stuff that they're playing was like on his meteoric rise. Like, think about this, right? When Charleston White hit the scene, he was saying a lot of wild stuff. He'll tell you himself that a lot of the stuff that he said initially was part of an internet persona to gain attention. And that's what the internet is at this point, man. It's people saying wild stuff to get a look. They say wild stuff to get a look. They create this persona. et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying that's what Andrew Tate is doing. He could be dead serious. And again, if he is guilty of any of this shit, then he should go to jail. If he is guilty of any of this shit, he should go to jail. I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. I know the internet is a place where people selectively hear shit you say. It's like getting a bowl of mixed nuts and they mostly peanuts. And y'all be ignoring the peanuts for the cashews and the walnuts and the pecans. Like, if he is guilty, he should go to jail. But they need to prove him guilty. Him talking crazy on the internet while disturbing is not a crime. Him saying this stuff, if he's dead serious, they need to find proof of him doing the wild stuff that he's hyperbolizing on the internet. They should get a woman that's saying, hey, look, I was dealing with this guy since I was this age. Do I think he's above it, beyond it? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. If it's enough for you to verbalize it, it's probably not outside of your scope of behavior. I'm not about to get on nobody's internet talking about I'm going to deal with 15-year-olds. I'm not about to do it. Because I don't do it. Let me also say that. So people don't say, oh, you won't say it, but do you do it? No, I'm not interested. When I was in my 20s, I dealt with the older women. I was the sugar. They was the mommy. Let's play some more. Let's play some more of this video.
Some of Tate's most prominent defenders, and Trump is always looking to go after them. Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer, who's a British aristocrat. He comes from a prominent British family that's part of the House of Lords. Him and Tate go way back. They're good friends. Candace even has a picture of the Tates in her home office. So I'm sure the people around Trump who absolutely hate her are telling him he could use this to damage her reputation. Like Candace went all in on defending Tate. And in my opinion, it seems like her husband is probably worried about the Tate files. Like the UK charges against Tate were from around the same time.
So let's pause this. This just in. 7 counts of grape juice. 3 counts of arranging or facilitating trafficking for exploitation. 3 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm. 19 additional charges for offenses relating to indecent images of a child and extreme. I don't know if that's a pornography. I don't know if that's what that is under there. But these are the charges. Okay, 19 charges for offenses relating to indecent images of a child. I wonder what kind of indecent, like, where did they get this? Where did they find it? Is it real? I remember when Puff was going through his thing, I said, you know, I told my man, I said, they're going to have to get him on some sort of kiddie charge. And while they didn't get him, they didn't charge him with anything like that. They were trying to float around the idea of him abusing Usher and Justin Bieber. Usher nor Justin Bieber have ever come out to say that Puff did anything to them. If anything, what I imagine Puff did with them is introduce them to women, grown women. That's what I think Diddy was doing with them young boys, and Bow Wow too. He was hooking them up with grown women, models. Now, whether or not you agree with that is, you know, your business, right? But that's what he was doing. He wasn't Chris Stokes and these young dudes, in my opinion. In my opinion. You got B2K. They put the word out on Chris Stokes. They ain't never named Puff. And Puff worked with them. Puff worked with them. But they ain't never named Puff in no nonsense. B2K. But they definitely put Chris Stokes out there. Let's continue.
Frame, Candace's husband was hanging out with him a lot. So that's why she's so invested in this. But she hasn't done any episodes with Tate since last year. And I don't think she said anything about his recent arrest yet, which is kind of surprising. That's probably not a good sign for him. But also, Candace already has enough problems to deal with. Like, she's probably hoping this just goes away and people ignore her connections to Tate, but maybe she'll come to his defense. I'm sure behind the scenes, her husband is trying to do what he can. So, this affecting Candace could be an incentive for Trump to stay out of Tate's extradition process because she's really tied herself to Tate and she's defended some heinous stuff for him. So her and her husband have to be concerned about this because, I mean, these charges are pretty serious and they probably know they're not bullshit. And there's already a lot of evidence against him. I mean, Tate barely even tried to hide the stuff he was doing. And obviously, the people around him were probably aware of it, especially during the days where he was a pimp. I mean, he basically said he had high profile friends because he had access to girls. And he admitted he left the UK to go to Romania because he'd get away with more there. Also, he admitted one of his girls was 15, and him and his brother are always talking about how much they like young girls and taking girls' virginity. And his brother said at 30, you can finally have sex with so much they like young girls.
Let's go back to this. So Andrew Tate admits what he did to this woman. He groomed her since she was 15. He has violently beaten her on camera at that age. She's even tattooed with his name. If this isn't trafficking, I don't know what is. Stop defending this. Yeah, if this is true, then it's a wrap. I mean, has this girl ever testified? Said Tate was saying mega wild things. Yo, the deeper this goes, it gets a little crazier, man. It gets kind of crazy. Said groom her since she was 15. Admits what he did. I'd have to hear him say it. Is that, I don't know if that's the video we just looked at. You know. But again, if this man did what they saying he did and there's proof, then I am with him going.
Girls and taking girls' virginity. And his brother said at 30, you can finally have sex with someone half your age. So it's no secret these guys are disgusting creeps, like Epstein 2.0. I mean, it's crazy how open they are about everything. Yet, like with Epstein, of course, they still have a lot of connections to high profile.
I was basically ready to say that Tristan Tate was a victim of Andrew's, wild shit until we just seen that post there. Tristan Tate says, remember, guys, 30 is the first year you can legally smash women half your age. Half of 30 is 15. So he's talking crazy too. I was about to exonerate him, like, yo, you just following your brother. Well, let's go.
These guys are disgusting creeps, like Epstein 2.0. I mean, it's crazy how open they are about everything. Yet, like with Epstein, of course, they still have a lot of connections to high-profile people, which obviously makes you wonder if they have a blackmail operation, and that's why people still support them. I mean, we know they're documenting a lot. There's so many videos of them back in the day doing and saying things they know could easily get them in trouble. So they're pretty confident they're above the law, and they couldn't help themselves from bragging about what they're doing. And on video, they even described how they used the Loverboy method of sex trafficking to get girls to join their webcam business and then prevent them from running away. And they taught a course on how to do that. Like, they basically publicly admitted to a lot of the stuff they're being accused of.
And I became a multi-millionaire. I did this by creating a webcam studio, by taking girls who didn't know how to be effective on webcam, girls who had never done webcam before. I created a system that allowed me to convince girls to do this, allowed me to retain 100% control of their income, allowed me to make sure they were effective. I know how to make sure the girl can't run away.
And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house.
Let them take.
Yo, who were Keefy D and this dude, man? Keefy D, AR Ab, yo. Crazy said Andrew Tate has been communicating with Trump's youngest son. Dude isn't going to be jailed. That's if they let him go. Trump saying that he ain't going to hold back the extradition. We'll see. But they are talking. He's talking while he said, you do not let them out the house. You stay your ass right there. I don't know, man. This is looking kind of crazy. Let's keep going.
Full control over their accounts, they will run away. I like to keep the girls' passwords. I log them in and log them out. If you give the girl the password to her account, there's a chance she could run away and try it by herself. I've had that happen. Also,
now that I can understand. If you set up the account, you should control the account. If you, it's like back in the days when we used to do girls' websites and create the content and stuff like that. Nah, if you're the one that built the site, you created the lane, you should be in control of the lane. It's no different than when guys was running girls' Instagram accounts, and then now guys are running girls' OnlyFans account. Y'all think that a lot of these girls that are like huge on OnlyFans are running their own accounts? Nah, it's guys who make a living doing that, like multiple accounts of multiple girls, and they making crazy bread. JB said, he said, somehow I feel like this is a residual L for bald ninjas. Oh, you crazy. You crazy. That's how diabolical this look is, man. Bald dudes got to hold a press conference denouncing Tate. I think bald dudes will be okay, brother. Dr. Thunder's in the building. We talking about Andrew Tate, man. Let's continue.
she has to do is type a sort code and account number to a member. And that has happened to me before. I went to the room, smashed the room up, told her I knew what she did.
I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money. That's what I wanted.
So
that's what women do. Women use sex as a tool to get dudes to obey them. So, like, with all the other weird stuff notwithstanding, this lover boy thing described as trafficking or coercion doesn't wash with me. That part of it doesn't wash with me. Women do this to men all the time. That's just how I feel about that. And somebody's going to listen to this video and be like, oh, that means you condone everything else. No, stupid. I'm separating that from everything else. I'm saying that when it comes to that lover boy nonsense, that's not coercion to me. That's not coercion to me. Coercion is do this or this will happen, and that or else is something that you don't want to happen. It's a loss, an injury, something of that nature. That's not coercion. You can say no and keep it moving. You can say, I don't love you no more, Andrew, and keep it moving, provided that he's not holding you against your will. Right? And I mean like a hard confinement. I don't mean like a, yo, nah, y'all don't go nowhere until you done type of confinement. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
They admit all this stuff, but then are shocked when they start getting investigated for it. You know, they play the victim and cry about how the Matrix is attacking them. It's pathetic. But people still defend them for some reason, which is kind of suspicious. Also, a lot of Tate's victims have similar stories about how Tate would try to choke them out and assault them. And this far-right influencer last year came out and said she was drugged, choked, and assaulted by him in 2018 in Romania. And she claims she reported it, went to the hospital, and has receipts to back it up. But she didn't want to go public with the story because her shtick has been being against Me Too and women coming forward about this stuff. Like, she admits she built her career on calling women liars. So coming out with this, it doesn't really help her at all in the circles she's in. So it makes no sense for her to make this up. And it sounds pretty similar to a lot of other girls' stories, which I think is why she decided to come out with this, because it could help them.
Tommy Robinson brought me out to meet Tate, claiming he was going to be a business investor. It's all very convoluted, but we went and had this business meeting. It was a total disaster. Tate and his team call and say, Lauren, we feel like this was in Romania at their little compound.
Yeah, but what year?
This was 2018. The very beginning. Like, they invite me to a club. I have 2 drinks, get completely wasted somehow, like blackout drunk. Tate brings me back to the hotel room, strangles me, assaults me. Crazy incident. I go to a hospital. I report it. I don't want to make it a big media deal. And then years later, he starts going viral online for having human trafficking, mass assault, rape cases, all these things. And I'm feeling guilty as hell because I know I have contemporary medical evidence and text message evidence that I could give to the courts, but I don't want to deal with the online shitstorm that's going to come from that. I'm literally the girl who built her career on, you know, I'm not a fed.
But you sitting here talking about it. So why not? You don't want to deal with it, but you're on a mic in front of a camera talking about it. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. But it's a lot though. It's a lot. It's kind of mounting up. It's a lot.
Feminist, all these women are lying, da 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 da. So I sit on this evidence for years and years and years, and eventually after various kind of career incidents, including the Tenet media scandal, my text messages with Steven being released, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, why am I sitting here on this pile of lies that I'm telling that make me miserable? I need to just tell the truth about all of it, join the court cases, take a step back from media and get my head back in order, because I think all of this is kind of built on bullshit. But it's not even about me. Like, to me, I don't care if people are sympathetic with me. You can hate me, love me, don't care anymore. There are 40 plus women that are victims that needed my evidence, that needed my testimony out there, and I'm happy to help them.
So I'm sure even Tate's biggest supporters at this point probably know if he gets sent to the UK, he's cooked. But can his friends around Trump and lawyers get him out of trouble? I'm not sure. Because also Trump probably has a lot of people in his ear telling him not to get involved. It's funny though, because Tate spends all day glazing Trump, talking about how amazing he is, and he really thought Trump had his back. But in the end, it looks like the Trump administration might be sending him to the UK, which will be the nail in the coffin for him. So let me know what you guys think, and make sure you check out my Patreon. I just posted a new video about Tim Dillon and Dave Smith crashing out over JD Vance's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. I've also talked.
Hey, Doc, you obviously have a lot more information, a little bit more information than I do about this. JB says, I think his trial would have been more nuanced if it was stateside, but, you know, if he goes to the UK, it'd be harder. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the spirit of the video that we're watching. They're saying, you know, if he goes to the UK, he's cooked. I'm just trying to understand how they can even run a case against him while the other case is pending. Right. But again, once again, if he is guilty of any of this, he should go to jail. Yeah, I don't know who Lauren Southern is. You obviously do. You said she went progressive and then Me Too Tate. So she was right wing, and then I guess she switched sides, went progressive, and then said he did all this stuff to her. Again, I can't sit here with confidence and say the woman is lying. I don't know. I don't know. Again, that's where, I mean, testimony. You got a lot of women saying, well, it would seem to me like I see one woman. There's video of at least one woman saying it. I see memes of them saying he did this to this woman. I want to hear the women say it, and then I would want to know how he came across these women and the history between them. But that should be in any court case in you know criminal situation. You should want to be open to evidence. Oh, she was a fake conservative. Yeah, you should want to be open to evidence. You know what I mean? You should approach anybody's testimony or whatever with a grain of salt, because hey, look, you don't know what he might have promised her that he didn't deliver on. But let's continue. Who knows? Who knows? I don't want to lean either way on this, because again, he's talking crazy. There's a lot here, and you know, it's just push and pull in both directions.
About Alex Jones crashing out over low IQ conspiracy theories, and Theo Vaughn accidentally exposing Tucker Carlson's ties to Peter Thiel and the CIA, Candace Owens versus Laura Loomer, and Joe Rogan versus a Mossad agent. And there are over 200 exclusive videos on there that are each over 20 minutes. So if you enjoy the channel and you want extra content, it's definitely worth checking out. There'll be a link in the description.
All right. All right. So game completely lost it versus. Yeah. All right. So let me bring myself back on the screen. Listen. You know, I said before, this is why we have situations where, you know, things get taken to court and we look at evidence and all this other stuff, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. I can't tell you where I'm at with it. After watching that video. I can't, you know, certify, you know, all certainty lean one way. I'll maintain if that man is guilty, he should go to jail. If he's guilty, he should go to jail. That's all I'll keep saying. If that man is guilty, he should go to jail. At the end of the day, man, that's how I feel about it. So I don't know what you guys think about it, man. If Tito is on right now, I don't know if he's still on, man, but I'm gonna jump off of here in a second, man. Keep these joints about an hour long for now, man. I'm trying to build up these watch hours. I might jump back on here again on another topic, but I just wanted to touch on this Tate thing, man, because he's talking kind of crazy. He's talking kind of crazy, man. You know, I'm looking at my poll. You know, I only got one response on the poll. Do y'all think that this woman got attacked or not? Do y'all think that this woman got attacked or not? The woman we was talking about earlier, the one that blackmailed the what was it, the doctor or something like that? Oh, so she went from covert feminist to overt. But yeah. So I guess we only gonna get one person on that poll saying they don't think that that woman got attacked. But okay. Yeah, but you know, we'll never know. We'll never know. But anyway, she's doing 6 years for the uh for the blackmail. For the blackmail. She's doing 6 years for the blackmail, and you know, it is what it is, man. But hey man, I want to thank y'all for jumping up in here, man. Look for me again. I might jump on here a little later with another podcast. So now, look, I don't know if B is still in here. I don't know if B is still in here. He asked me who's my favorite rappers. Let me scroll all the way up and get the question. He asked me, just trying to pick up my question from last time. Who's your favorite rapper or rappers? You know, I'm from NY, man. I'm somebody who listens to wordplay. Wordplay. I don't care if you shot 2 cops. That were, you know, I'm not saying I don't care about it, but in the conversation of lyricism, I don't care what you did outside of the booth. It's irrelevant. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care how many records you sold. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about your iconography or, you know, all of that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. If you asking me who's the best rapper, I go straight to lyricism. I don't care if I can relate to your rhymes, if you touch my heart, if it's emotional, all this other nonsense that dudes be saying. I don't care if niggas don't listen to you when they whip. I don't care about none of that. I go straight to the bars. Okay? In everybody's conversation about who's the best rapper, I hear niggas defend everything but the bars. Everybody talks about everything except for the bars. I don't be I don't be playing him in the car. The dudes that's talking about what they play in the car don't listen to lyrics anyway. They listen to the track. That's why you playing it in your car, because you playing it for your system. So your opinion is irrelevant to me. I don't care if you don't like a guy because he dissed your favorite rapper, or that his mother's white and his father's black, or he's the son of a panther and all this other stupid shit. I don't care about none of it. I don't care about none of that stuff in the best rapper conversations. In the lyrical conversations, I don't care about who supported the community, who didn't. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about who y'all think is Illuminati, who y'all think is an oligarch. I don't care if the rapper's white, black, Chinese. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is bars. Don't talk to me about who wouldn't have been who if such and such didn't die. If this person and this person then died and this person wouldn't be getting nowhere, as if any rapper at any point in hip hop history has ever held new artists from coming into the game and being great. That'd be the dumbest shit that I hear when I hear it. That'd be the dumbest shit that I hear when I hear it. Oh, if this guy didn't die, this guy wouldn't have been successful. That's the dumbest shit in the world. Because the most successful artists who didn't die still had young boys coming up under them during their period of running shit. I don't care if you're from the South or New York or LA or London or France or Timbuktu. I don't care about none of that shit neither. All I care about is bars. Okay, what's your answer, Mark? Here's my answers for my favorite lyricists in no particular order. I want to emphasize that because we ain't got time. In no particular order. The best lyricists, hip hop. I ain't talking about subject matter. I ain't talking about things that touch my heart and, oh, he talked about the black struggle. I'm talking about lyrical word play. I'm going to throw some names at you. Eminem, Nas, Jay-Z, Black Thought, Lupe Fiasco, J. Cole, Lil Wayne, T.I., what's this guy name? What's his name? I forgot his name. His name will come to me. I'll throw Kendrick in there. Some of these guys I name are not necessarily guys that I listen to, but they're in the conversation. These are the best lyricists. Cool G Rap. And if I didn't say Kane and Rakim yet, let me throw them in there. Big L, absolutely. Big L. Marcus, what about Pac? This is what I'm going to say about Pac. Pac is a good storyteller, songwriter. And what that means is he knew what to say to affect your emotions and all that stuff. I put him in the same category as I put Scarface. I put him in the same category as I put somebody. Oh, by the way, Biggie, wordplay. Biggie is in the wordplay conversation. I'm not going to leave him out. But you got your Tupac, your DMX, your Scarface. These are those, deep, emotional songwriter guys. Beanie Siegel, wordplay. Redman, wordplay. I'm going to say the names as they come to me. But you got to separate your subject matter guys from your lyrical wordplay guys. J Electronica, wordplay. Yeah. Yeah. So there's more. There's more. The list goes on. Jada Kiss, wordplay. Jada's a little complicated though. But Jada is definitely wordplay. Now, if you want to talk about cadence, you could talk about your Ludacris, you could talk about your Bone Thugs, you could talk about your Migos. You could talk about Twister, you We could talk about Buster. We talk about cadence. Hip hop is categorical. You have to split things into categories because everybody isn't the same kind of rapper. Right? So you got your cadence guys, you got your wordplay guys, and you got your subject matter guys. Method Man is in the wordplay category. Definitely got wordplay. I think, you know, the funny thing is, Meth lyrically is probably better now than he was back in the day. And he had wordplay and flow back in the day, but like now it's like I don't know what to say. You know? LL definitely in the wordplay category. I'm just saying I don't care about none of that other stuff. That stuff that ain't about when you in the studio, when you in the booth. All right. I don't know if I said Jay-Z yet, but Jay-Z is definitely in the wordplay category. I don't care how much y'all niggas hate him and Target and all that Samsung and all that stupid shit and Colin Kaepernick. He's one of the best niggas on the mic ever in this game. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care where you from. None of this other shit. Mason Betta. Absolutely. Wordplay. Cameron wordplay. Doc, thank you for saying that name. Mace is probably the one, because of his subject matter being what it was in the shiny suit and all that. Mace is easily one of the most underrated lyricists. Easily. One of the most underrated lyricists. Dro. Young Dro. Dro was nice. I put him in the lyricist category. People forgot about Young Dro. But Young Dro was dope. I'm trying to throw some Southern names up in there. Fabolous is absolutely in the lyricist category, in the wordplay category. To be honest, I haven't heard much of Dave East to put him anywhere, and everybody else in that show, I'm not even going to mention their names. Joe Budden is definitely in the lyricist category, even with his limited catalog. But yeah, man, in my opinion, these are the best guys in the industry. Oh, one more name. Lauryn Hill is definitely in the wordplay category and the content, the subject matter category. She is easily one of the best lyricists to come into the game. Easily. Easy. Lauryn Hill of the Fugees, nigga. But she's a singer. Yeah, she came out with an album singing after like 2 albums of her rapping. Knock it off. Knock it off. Lauryn Hill is an MC. I don't care what y'all say. Lauryn Hill is an MC and a dope one at that. Bahamadia. Moni Love. Yeah, man. Light has an asterisk next to her name. She had ghostwriters her whole career. I like her records, but she's had ghostwriters her entire career. And we know who they are. Now, my man Meta alleges that Lauryn had stuff written for her. I need absolute fire on point proof for that. But definitely they wrote for her. MC Light had Audio 2 write for her. She's had LL write for her, and she's had Rex and Effect write for her. Rex and Effect wrote Roughneck. Her brothers wrote a lot of her early stuff. And LL straight up said that he wrote her verse in Self-Destruction. He wrote her verse. So MC Light has always been a vocalist. That's what I call rap vocalists. These are rappers who don't write they stuff. Now, there are rappers out there who have written and who have been written for. Do I excommunicate them from the conversation? No, unless if I can judge what I know you wrote. If I can judge what I know you wrote, I don't excommunicate you from the conversation. I don't judge you based on what you didn't write. I judge you based on what you have written. So when we talk about Drake, I judge based on what he has written, but it's hard to because I don't know which one of those is. I don't know what to attribute to him. I don't know what to attribute to Ye. It gets to the point where so much stuff is written for you. I don't know the difference between your pen and somebody else's pen. I don't know. But that's my list. I don't know if you're here. But that's you know. And one says no respect for ghost written shit. Listen, if you didn't write it, then you don't get credit for it. But it doesn't mean that you haven't written. I judge people on what they're capable of when they put pen to pad or whatever, and with no help. With no help. I've never been ghost written for. Been a ghost writer. And AN1, ask your boy about me. He know. Ask Ty about me. He know. He know. We rocked them stages together. He know. Ain't nobody ever wrote nothing for me. I'm not a biter. I'm a writer for myself and others. You know? Anyway, that's the list. Of course, there's more names that I'm not mentioning right now, but you know, oh, okay. Okay. He's asking him about me too. I shall. The thing is, one name I want to highlight, and shout out to Adrian Hicks. One name I want to highlight during this conversation, if you're young, if this is beyond your years or whatever, I suggest you go listen to some G rap. Go listen to some cool G rap. Like seriously. In particular, go listen to the raw, the uncut raw. When I say raw, I mean the Big Daddy Kane record. There's a version of raw with Cool G rap on it that y'all need to go listen to. Go check that out. Let me know. Just for reference, that song is the 1980s. It was in the 1980s, and this dude is rapping like that on the record. Go to YouTube and pull up Raw so you can hear the Cool G rap version, right? I'm gonna show it to you so you can go look it up. All right, this is it right here. Y'all need to check this out. I'm not gonna play it on here. I don't want no strike or no nonsense like that. This is what that is. So this is Big Daddy Kane Raw featuring Cool G Rap. Y'all need to hear this version of the record. It's like listening to How High remix. Well, the original version, not the remix. The remix is what got popular, but y'all need to check this out. This is, Big Daddy Kane rap alternate unreleased version. You need to go check that out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. At any rate, we talked about Tate. We talked about this woman getting 6 years for her fake allegation, or not. I don't want to say fake allegation for her blackmail, because her allegation might be real. There's a small chance that what she's saying happened to her might have happened to her, and she tried to get paid from it. Or maybe she lightweight let him, whatever. She didn't want to, but like I think it was JB. Somebody said that it might have been a what they call it, a remorse situation. She like, I ain't really want to do that, but I did it anyway. But I want some bread now, and now she's doing 6 years because she called the police on him. You should have took your 10 racks and bounced. Just take your 10 racks and bounce. But yeah, man, check out that Raw Cool G rap. But that's my list. There's a longer list, definitely. But that's what it is right now. Until later, let me jump off of here, man. I just wanted to do a stream in here because these usually the pre-recorders. I brought everything in here. So now we're gonna do Eloquently Petty live, motherfuckers. Live. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace out. Later.